Well, hello and welcome to the latest episode of Church at Home for the 17th Sunday in Ordinary Time. And as we were mentioning, it is the third installment from the Gospel of Matthew in his parables, the Discourse of Parables. And so we have three more little parables in the Gospel text today, but we have some other great readings too.
We do, and I think Dominic was particularly struck by the first reading.
The first
King
reading.
Solomon.
Yeah, I really appreciated, how King Solomon, could have gotten anything from God. God said, you've been good. What do you want? And King Solomon, he only asked for God's wisdom. And I think what particularly struck me was that this kind of instance has shown up throughout church history as well. So we've seen Saint Thomas Aquinas, who wrote eloquently, and God offered him anything he wanted, and he just said, "Only you, Lord." And then Saint Ignatius of Loyola had a similar instance.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Solomon's request of God maybe pointed out. Welcome, fellow. Pointed out what his priority in life. What was the thing that he valued most? So he said, "Well, I value your wisdom, Lord, to know and have understanding on how to lead your people." And God was really happy with that. And so I was suggesting that the parables, at least the first two, the treasure in the field and the pearl of great price, they both point out to us the reprioritization of one's life. When one finds that thing of most value, in this case the kingdom of God, the symptom of that is that we dispossess ourselves of everything else and we take possession of the kingdom of God. And so it might be a good model for us.
Which I think is really a position of humility, returning to Solomon and the saintly examples, but flowing into that, because if someone stops you on the street and asks you for a definition of humility, and I think one really good answer is to say, well, it's a reliance on God, a complete reliance on God, an abandonment to God. So to ask for God's wisdom is like the wisest or best thing to do. It's saying, well, you're the one that I want to rely upon. You're the one that this is all oriented towards. It's not my will, Lord, but yours. So give me the wisdom and everything else that I'm going to need to follow that.
Right.
And practically speaking, we need to think about the ways that we rely on the Lord and the ways we don't rely on the Lord. And when we don't rely on the Lord, we kind of necessarily rely on other things. And so, for me, am I putting too much stock into, Guardians or a Browns win? Like, am I investing too much energy in that? What I spend my time during the weekends, during the weeknights, and so kind of assessing what are we relying on. And oftentimes we find that we might in our head think we're relying on God, but it might be over-reliance on other people, on other desires or pursuits in the world.
Right. I was wondering that maybe for everyday people like us, I would rather ask what is the number one priority in your life. I might get to it through the back door by saying, what do you worry most about? What are you worried about? And so kind of our worrying, I mentioned that Father Dominic was preaching on this past weekend. What am I worrying about reveals what's the preoccupation of my life. And so what is the preoccupation of my life might let me know what is really the real priority of my life, in spite of the fact that I say, oh, well, God's will is my, I want to do God's will, but now I'm worrying all day about my health, or I'm worrying all day about my children, or my job, or something.
Which are good things.
Those are all good things, right?
Right. Like we should rely on God to
Right.
then encounter
Right.
and worry about those things in light of God.
Right.
I didn't-
No, that's right. And so that's where the pearl of great price. So when he found the most perfect one, he went and sold everything that he had. So he reduced his reliance and the importance of one, all those things, in order to accomplish the one. So it might be something for us to take to prayer, into our conversations, and to ask ourselves, what do I worry about, and how might I, like St. Paul, beautiful reading, the second reading. Is it St. Peter? No. It's Paul's letter to the Romans.
Sorry.
And like St. Paul, in the letter to the Romans, in the second reading, he says to us, for those who love God, so for those who have God and the love of God as the priority of their life, all things work together for the good. So for those of us that love God, by faith, we can fit everything else into the love of God. So it's a beautiful opportunity for us, but it takes faith like everything else. All right? Okay, take care.
God bless.